I wonder how you can beat that. Yeah, I think that's even better than Tenshin's outboxing.
I don't think there are any weaknesses in that. Hashimoto-san and Masuda-san too, somehow. He's starting to give off a Shinsuke Yamanaka vibe.
The god left, you know.
He's already got that nickname, so this time the way he knocked him out really reminded me of Shinsuke Yamanaka.
Yeah.
It really felt like that's just like Shinsuke-san.
Yeah, right? It happens, doesn't it? It really does. They're all on the left, right? Masuda, Riku, Yanyan, that's really true. I think I've probably watched all of Shinsuke Yamanaka's matches. He knocked someone down with a right hook just once, and that was in the latter part of his career. It wasn't the kind of knockdown where he really floored the guy. It was more like the opponent lost his balance, but a knockdown is still a knockdown. But it wasn't a knockdown where he sent his opponent flying or anything like that. It was interesting that he scored a knockdown with a right hook just once toward the end.
It's scary, like, you know, Yang Yang can even knock people down with his right hand.
But I think in the actual match, it was probably his left hand. Players like that are unique and interesting, you know, knocking people down with their left hand. Take is also mostly left-handed, right? What do you think?
Also, I think his leaping right hook is pretty distinctive.
Yeah, that's right. Ah, yes.
Yes, while jumping.
Remo
It's intense. He can knock people down with that. Take's power.
is...
I wonder where it comes from.
It's amazing, isn't it? When I see that, I can't help but think it's something you're born with. What do you think about that? Isn't that something special?
Well, I do think there's definitely a part of it that's about talent, of course. For example, things like the length of your muscles, the length of your bones, or the length of your limbs. Those are things you just can't change, right? I think those parts definitely affect punching power. So I do think there's definitely a natural talent aspect to it.
It's something you're born with, you know? Even if your arms are the same length, if your shoulders are wider, the distance from here to here is longer, and that changes all the leverage too.
So because of that, of course, punching power changes, but if you say that's everything, I definitely don't think that's true. No matter how much of a disadvantage you have, I think you can still develop a knockout punch. If that wasn't the case, someone like Nick Ball with such an amazing physique wouldn't be able to knock people out.
It's true. If you think about it, normally it seems like a huge disadvantage. Mike Tyson was also really short and had a very short reach.
Yeah.
Even with that, he was able to beat a lot of people, so I think there really is a way to do it. It's not strange to say that Mike Tyson didn't have much punching power for a heavyweight, is it? He himself said it too. He said his punches aren't that heavy, but they're fast.
It's amazing. If that's considered a heavyweight punch, then...
It's heavyweight. Well, that's true. It doesn't really matter. But in the end, everyone still gets back up, right? Like, after Mike Tyson gets knocked down, that's how it is. Everyone does get back up at least once, you know?
It's not just about power when it comes to knocking someone down. Wilder is overwhelmingly good at knocking people out, right? Everyone thinks so too. If a heavyweight swings like that, of course they're going to go down, right?
Wairud is amazing too, even though people make fun of him. They say he doesn't have any technique in the boxing world. But if I remember right, he only did boxing for a few years and still won a bronze medal at the Olympics. That's incredible. If I remember correctly, his story is that he started boxing because he didn't have any money. He was originally a truck driver, delivering things like Bud Light beer. Then his daughter was born and he realized he needed to make more money. But with football and... or something like that. You can't just do things like skateboarding, right? Even if you say you want to do it right away, you have to start from college, join a team, and build connections. Otherwise, it's impossible. So, he chose boxing, did boxing, won a gold medal at the Olympics, became the heavyweight champion. It's amazing, isn't it? Does he have any weaknesses in his technique?
Specialist.
He was always ridiculed by the experts, and they kept saying he would lose someday, and he did lose. But until then, everyone actually respected him quite a bit. And he left behind some great achievements.
Because in the end, results are everything. So no matter what you say about technique, the fact is he keeps winning and keeps producing results like that. In the end, results are everything.
You did a great job.
Getting consecutive KOs like that isn't something just anyone can do. Normally, it's impossible.
Even if your opponent is just a stray dog, that success rate is still amazing. That's the great thing about the heavyweight division, right? But in this video, I want to talk about the bantamweight division. I want to make a ranking that includes everyone, like Champion Mr. Clear and the challengers too. It's not a pound for pound ranking since everyone is bantamweight, but it's something like that, you know? Even if you're not the champion, you can still be ranked number one.
It's a ranking of Japanese bantamweight fighters.
That's right. I've gathered a list of potential fighters, so I'd like to read them out. Of course, Tenshin Nasukawa, Takeyoshi, Masuda, and Tsuboi might move up to super flyweight, but I'll include them for now. Kenneth Lava as well, of course. I'm thinking of including Tsuyoizumi Higa as well. That's about it. Also, there's a reigning champion named Atrio Vargas, but, well, you know, he's not really in the spotlight, but that's how it is. Also, Donaire is next as well. If he wins, he'll be involved with the top ranks, but we still don't know the results yet. I'll refrain from commenting on that for now.
To have a lover like this, I think I did the most, but I also think there might be something we can make work depending on our compatibility.
But Kenneth, are you a lover? I really want you to get involved with those champion class people. Kenneth's lover is Tenshin. Wouldn't that be interesting, wouldn't it?
That's pretty plain. Also, I think I'm not very good with fighters like Masuda. About Masuda, after the last match, I started to dislike his style even more. I got the impression that his stance has gotten wider. Originally, he used to stand pretty upright, but now his stance is even wider, so it feels like the distance to his head is even farther. I think that makes his left even scarier, at least from how it looks.
Stunts.
When it comes to just backing up when we meet, he's actually not that fast at it. Rubber is really quick at stepping in, so that's where the opening part is quite different. I think there's a bit of risk there. That's what I think, but still, taking that into account, with the rubber facing down.
Go.
Is it a 2? Well, let's see. There are a lot of strong ones.
Strong. No.
First place is Nakaya.
Nakaya. Let's leave out Nakaya. We're already leaving out Superband Nishida as well.
So then, who could it be?
I have a feeling it might be Tsutsumi.
Yeah, you mean Tsutsumi? Honestly, I was really torn between that and Tsuboi.
Evaluation.
It's extremely high.
Tsuboi versus... That's kind of interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. I was thinking, how do you stop that press?
There are times when I wonder about that. I mean, Tsutsumi's pressing, the number of times he goes for it, and his work rate are all incredible. And Tsuboi is amazing too. Is that so? Can you let that play?
Round. But it's tough, isn't it? It's also hard to imagine Tsuboi really dealing solid damage, isn't it? Damage.
I also think that's not really his style, to deal damage like that.
Yeah.
Right, all 12 rounds, that's how it is. He'll point out for all 12 rounds. With the number of punches. If you could do that, it'd be amazing. It'd be really exciting, wouldn't it? But those two are from the class of 95.
They're really close, aren't they? They're really close, Takuma.
They sparred together before the match, and if something amazing happens, things might get complicated again, so...
Yeah, it's a bit complicated.
Yeah, that's right. Tsutsumi-san is in first place, and as for the rest, well, that's how it is. It might end up being Tsuboi-san, huh?
Is that so? That's a pretty high evaluation. Yeah, that's right. It's really...
I thought it was really well done.
The opponent wasn't weak either, right? Yeah, that's true. I was wondering how you could beat that, and I think it's even better than Tenshin's outboxing. By the way, a supplement company called Waitas has decided to support the channel. Recently, you know, protein is kind of a thing. It's got a strong image as something only people who want to build muscle drink. I kind of want to change that. Regular people should drink protein too, right? It's good for you.
It's just protein, after all. Protein is a building block of the body, and it's important for everyone, not just athletes. People who exercise need more of it, but even regular people need it overall, so it's good for anyone to drink. I think it's better that way.
Not enough.
I think there are a lot of people like that. Even when you look at a typical set meal, I think it's pretty hard unless you're really conscious about it, so it's okay to add some snacks in between meals. For example, I think a lot of people just have a light breakfast in the morning. I think adding this at times like that is a really good way to use it.
What I realized after moving away from a healthy lifestyle is that if I don't get enough protein, I get really hungry.
I was surprised by how hungry I got. It really fills you up, doesn't it? It's definitely better to make sure you get enough protein. I think it also helps suppress my appetite.
Yeah, that's another good thing about it. Sorry to interrupt, but can I drink some protein now? This is the new peach protein from Baitasu. I've been really looking forward to this, so go ahead. Thank you for everything up until now. Over here, I used to be really into this blueberry one, but the peach one looks delicious. And I like peaches, so today I want to try it for the first time. After all, this A protein is really good. AA is also tasty, but there are all kinds of flavors like fruit mix, blueberry, chocolate, and they're all delicious. Both the protein and AA are great. Right now, I'm also drinking this mango AA a lot. I'm totally hooked. The key is that it's healthy and delicious, because if you can't keep it up, it doesn't mean anything. All right. I'm going to try Vita Speech Protein for the first time. Let's dig in. Yeah, this is really addictive. If you like it, you'll have a hard time stopping. I highly recommend it. It's super delicious. Everyone, please make sure to get Vitas from the link in the description.
Who else wasn't called? Was it Masada or Masuda and Tenshin too?
Okay.
And Take and Chikama too. Chikama is probably here, and Masuda is really rising right now too. But I think it's Take. I think it's Take, and then Masuda, and also Tenshin Higa. Then Masuda, Tenshin Higa, Rubber.
When you actually have a match, compatibility and things like that also matter.
There's also compatibility and stuff. So depending on who's facing who, I might think this side would win. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is, Masuke. I see.
Well then, Tsuboy is probably, in terms of compatibility, good with almost everyone. Does that mean he has the highest chance of beating everyone?
That's right. I don't see any weaknesses there. Honestly, I can't really tell. At my level, it's a bit... I can't really tell what the weaknesses are.
Not yet.
I can't grasp it. Not yet. I've only had 2 matches so far.
So, for example, if Nishida was still in Bantamweight, what would happen then?
Yeah, I think Nishida Senshi would probably choose to keep his distance. But it seems like he could pull off a flurry of punches while running, like that 13-punch combination he usually does.
He just throws them like it's nothing.
It seems like his hands move faster than his feet, right?
Yeah, he's really fast, isn't he? Super fast.
Yeah, I'm really wondering how to beat that. I'm not sure what to do about it. Even for Nishida, I think it would be hard to stop him. Wow, he must be really strong. Yeah, I can't really picture it either.
So if it's Nishida and he drops down to super flyweight, even someone like Ioka could totally compete with him at that level.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's really interesting. I was really impressed by his defensive skills. They're incredibly high. Of course, Tenshin is really skilled too, but I feel like his defense is even more complete than Tenshin's. It's really hard to find any weaknesses in his defense. I see. So at super flyweight, someone like Martinez? Yeah, Martinez. Even if he fought someone like Bam, it would be really interesting.
I think it would be amazing if he could beat Bam. It would be a really big deal.
That's really interesting. I'd love to see him win a title somewhere and then have a unification bout.
Yeah, I think fighting Martinez would get the most attention and be the best move. He's an amazing fighter, so I want to keep an eye on him in the future.
It's true. I want to see what happens if he goes up against someone like Martinez, a powerful type of fighter.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too. But honestly, unless it's a really aggressive fighter, they probably won't have much of a chance.
I'd like to see what happens if someone lands a shot even through his guard and throws him off balance a bit.
There probably aren't many people who can go toe-to-toe with him in terms of outpointing or technical skills.
It would also be interesting if he moved back down to super flyweight.
What about Kaneshita Batake? I think there's a chance that Kaneshita Ba might actually land first.
I really think it's going to be that kind of close fight where it wouldn't be surprising for either one to win. But I feel like Takei-san has the edge. But it seems like it's going to be a really interesting matchup. It's not really about compatibility or anything. It just feels like they're going to clash.
Yeah, it feels like one of them is going to go down.
Yeah, I think Case is probably interesting. No matter where you put him, it's pretty interesting.
In that sense, like Champion Tsutsumi, it's interesting no matter who he goes up against.
Yeah,
That's how it is.
there are definitely a lot of unique players.
Yeah, there are a lot of players with really distinctive and strong styles, you know? They're really specialized. That's great, isn't it? Tsutsumi might be overwhelmingly strong. There's definitely a chance he could become the champion.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
I already knew he was really strong. He was even stronger than I thought. Take.
Do you think Take also has a chance? Yeah, I think so. I think Tsutsumi has a better chance than Take.
Thinking about it that way, Higo is also really strong.
Yeah, Higa's just naturally strong too. He's at a world champion level.
That's right.
Actually, he's fought 2 world champions and did really well against both, so he's a great fighter.
If Tsutsumi ends up gathering them all, that would be amazing. You're right, that wasn't in the script.
He really would become the main character of the story. Seriously. Does he have any weaknesses? His weaknesses, I wonder what they are. He tends to take punches because he attacks so aggressively. Yeah, that's right. Even if he takes them well, he still lets himself get hit. That's the impression I get.
That's what I think.
That's how I feel. Like, if it's on the forehead or somewhere that doesn't really hurt, it doesn't have much effect, but he still gets hit. That's what I think. How am I gonna win? That's what I'm thinking. But on the other hand, yeah, that's right. If a skilled out boxer like Tenshin can go the full 12 rounds using his footwork without getting tired, and then fight someone like Tsutsumi, it would be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? He might be able to make his opponent miss completely.
You get the impression that everyone just can't keep up with the pace, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like with the way things are now, it might be a bit tough to keep up with Tsutsumi's pace.
Now,
That's what I think about the current situation, but I wonder what would happen if that gap was closed. Rubber only lasts for about 2 or 3 rounds, so that's a pretty big weakness. If you get in here, you've never done 12 rounds, right? I think that's true for 12 rounds. Even when I do longer rounds, my performance drops sharply from the 3rd or 4th round, so for now, that's just how it is. If he can last 12 rounds, he'll really transform. I think he's that kind of athlete.
just a little.
I think he's the kind of athlete who could rank among the top.
I really hope he gets involved with the Bantamweight division over there. It would be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be interesting.
I think we definitely need at least one foreign fighter. Yeah, we need them to stay because I want a chance to get back at them too, so I hope they stick around.
Yeah, that's right.
That match ended so quickly it was over almost as soon as it started. If you're going to lose, that's how it happens. He really does have a punch, doesn't he? But more than the punch, it's his speed and sense of timing. He landed it so cleanly. The first one didn't do much damage, it just threw off my balance. But the second one came from an angle I couldn't even see. It wasn't so much that I felt his punching power. Before I knew it, I was already down. So really, it's more about his speed than his punch. His step in and step back are incredibly fast. So even if you try to chase him, you can't reach him. He comes at you with such speed from that distance, and he uses feints like Pacquiao as he closes in. So even the timing in the first round was tough to handle. So I couldn't get a read on him at all, and he has this momentum where he finishes things before you can figure him out. It's true, his style is exhausting.
That's his style.
I honestly don't think anyone could keep up with that. But Pacquiao, when I think about it, I realize how skilled he is. He mixes in something that lets him move like that, walk steadily, and not get tired. At the same time, he also does those movements that Raba does. If Raba starts using that approach too, he'll become an even more troublesome fighter. That's how I feel. He's still young after all.
Yeah, he's still only 22. So from here on out, he's got a lot ahead of him. He's young, really young. That's true. The Bantamweight division has a great lineup, so I'm really looking forward to it. If Tsuboi drops down to super flyweight, that would make things a lot more interesting too, yeah. It's really great that both weight classes are getting so much attention. It's awesome.
And the flyweight division is exciting in its own way too.
The flyweight division is really interesting too.
There are a lot of world champions, and the lighter weight classes are really exciting for Japanese fighters right now.
It's great that most of the champions are Japanese now, but the super flyweight division has changed a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
There aren't any high schoolers or anyone like Yoka, so that's how it is. It would be interesting if Tsuboi lost in that respect.
Where are we now? I think there was one team spot open.
Oh, that's right. Martinez gave up his spot and fought against Iwakawa, so that spot is open. As for Rodriguez, I think he fought someone on the Tanaka course. I forgot the opponent's name, but maybe it was Kafu or Artisan or Kafu or something like that. It feels like Rodriguez will win, so he'll have 2 belts, Martinez will have 1, and Tsuboi will have 1 as well. That's definitely possible. Rodriguez is a real possibility, but that's interesting, isn't it? I would definitely bet everything on Rodriguez there. I think Rodriguez is the strongest, so I've just decided on my own that he'll eventually be in the top 3 pound-for-pound boxers.
And Mr. Tsuboi, you might even make it into the pound-for-pound rankings yourself, right?
That's totally possible. After all, Kenshiro made it into the rankings when he beat Rodriguez, and he also mentioned that he might move up to super flyweight, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. And Mr. Kurihara, you too still have a lot to look forward to. I don't think it's been decided yet, but I'm looking forward to that as well. Thank you. You always put on exciting matches, so thank you for that. I really think that's something special. That's true for Tsutsumi as well as Kenshiro. It's really something to be able to fight in such an exciting and consistent way every time. You can't help but pay attention, right? Thank you. You can really expect a lot from someone who can do this every time.
It was the same in the last fight with Raba. Both of them came out trying to finish each other from the very first round.
That's a bit different. Was it something that just happened because of the plan you went in with?
No, I actually went in thinking I'd finish him early too. I knew he was strong in the early rounds, but I was confident I could beat him at his own game, so I wanted to take him on there and finish him. That's pretty much how I felt.
I felt like he got the better of me. Well, it was definitely the riskiest way to fight.
But, well, since he got the better of me there, I actually felt pretty refreshed. It was the fighting style I chose myself, so it can't be helped. If I lost here, it just means my opponent was simply stronger.
So what?
I have no regrets about what I've done either. So Yoshiri, let's get our revenge. Let's rise up together.
I think all the fans are cheering for you. Thank you so much. Sorry, I talked for such a long time, but thank you for listening after training. Thank you. Ms. Correa offers personal training and group lessons, so everyone, please join through the link in the description. Is it just boxing or exercise? It's called Boxercise, right? You can totally join just for exercise purposes, so everyone, please give it a try. Fun exercise is great, isn't it? Exercise tends to have a bad image, but that's not true.
I also want everyone to enjoy boxing and have fun with it.
You get all the benefits of exercise, plus it's fun, right? So everyone, please join us from the link in the description. Thank you. Please, thank you very much.